Hello students, I welcome you all. I hope you all good. Be safe in your home. Do study and do your homework daily. In last class, we saw about the introduction to computer software. Let us recall it and move on to today's class. What is a software? Software? What is a software? A software is a set of programs provided to a computer for smooth running of its physical or hardware computer. It is a set of programs that provided to a hardware components for smooth running of a computer. Then list some examples for hardware. Monitor, keyboard, mouse, speaker, scanner, CPU, printer, disk, CD. These are all some of the examples for hardware. Then, what is the difference between hardware and the software? If you see a computer, we can able to see the monitor, keyboard, mouse, CPU like this, right? We can able to touch it and feel it, but software is not visible. We cannot touch it, but it is very important to a computer. Even though the hardware is visible, it cannot work by itself. It needs a step-by-step instruction. As we saw in previous class, hardware is like an army. It needs an commanding officer to instruct them to work. Hardware needs a step-by-step instruction. That's why the software is used. It is a set of instruction of program that tells the hardware what to do and how to do, like an instruction. Okay, like a commanding officer for the army. Okay, before starting our today's session, let us discuss something. As a human being, we all know how to perform our day-to-day activities and how to react to certain situations, right? For example, when we feel hungry, we eat. When we get tired of walking, we sit down. When we touch something extremely hot, we immediately remove our hand. Okay, have you ever thought how do we know how to react to these situations? Because the brain that gives instruction to act and react in this manner. Similarly, the computers get all the instruction from the software to perform various tasks. The software is the soul of a computer. Without it, it cannot work. Okay, software is classified by two types. That is system software and the application software. First, system software. It is defined as the collection of a program that controls the overall operation and internal working of the computer system. System software is a collection of programs. We all give many programs, okay? We all give many user programs, but the system software is a collection of all the programs that controls the overall operations. Okay, overall operations of a computer system. System software is classified by three types, right? Like operating system, utility software, and the language processor. First, we saw about we're gonna see about operating system. An operating system needed to operating a computer. It controls the overall activities of a computer. It controls overall activities of a computer. It acts as an interface between the user and the hardware. We are the user, and the hardwares are monitor, keyboard, mouse. These are all the examples for the hardware. Right? These are all the hardware, and the operating system acts as an interface between we, that is the user, and the hardware, and enables them to work together. When the computer is switched on, when we on this computer, the first thing, that is the operating system is the first loader that gets loaded in its memory. Okay, when we switch on the computer, the operating system is the first thing that loaded on the computer in its memory. Operating system works like a principal of our school. The principal is a man. Is very important for our school, right? Principal is very important for our school. Like that, operating system is very important for our computer. Okay, operating system works like a principal. The principal has various responsibilities, right? The principal has various responsibilities, like to managing the school, like supervising the students, teachers, workers, maintaining discipline in our school, setting examination schedule, timetable, curriculum, attending parents and visitors. These are all some of the responsibilities for the principal. Okay, like that, an operating system perform various function to working of a computer. Okay, some other system softwares are compiler, interpreter, assembler, loader, and the text editor. Okay, other system softwares are compiler, interpreter, assembler, loader, and the text editor. First, we going to see about compiler. As a human, we know different languages, right? We know different languages like Tamil, English, Hindi, Telugu, okay, and some more languages we know. But as a computer, that converts user program. As a computer, it knows only machine language. Okay, it knows only machine language, that is zeros and ones. That's why a compiler is a translator is used that converts a user program written in high level language into machine code that a computer can understand. Okay, translator. When we give any data to a computer, okay, like when we give any program to a computer, the compiler first translates it. It first converts the high level language into a machine code. Okay, if we want to know the translation for some word, for example, if we want to know any translation to some word, we go to the Google and search for it, right? Like this, computer as compiler. First, it converts an user program language, that is high level language, into a machine code that a computer can understand. User program, then compiler performs and it translates the user program into a machine code. The next thing is interpreter. Interpreter performs the same task, but a compiler converts the whole program. Okay, if we give any program or any data, it converts the whole program into an machine code. But interpreter convert a machine code line by line. Okay, it checks line by line, like a teacher checks a homework line by line, right? A teacher checks homework line by line, like that. Interpreter also checks line by line and it converts into a machine code. Okay, that the computer can uh, understand. Interpreter perform the task same as compiler. The only difference is that the compiler converts machine code of a whole program at a time, whereas interpreter converts machine code line by line. User program and interpreter checks line by line and then it converts into machine code. Okay, the plain bread. For example, the plain bread is a user's program. Okay, it is a user program. Then the bread toaster is a compiler. Okay, when we put the plain bread into a toaster and it toasts the bread. Okay, it toasts the bread and give it back to like we can able to heat. Okay, like that user program is given to a compiler and a compiler translates a machine code that a computer can understand. Okay, then the next thing is assembler. Assembler is also a translator, but it translates a assembly level language into a machine code, whereas a compiler translates the high level language into a machine code. The assembler translates the assembly level language into a machine code. Okay, assembly level language has been inserted. The assembler translates that and converts it to a machine code. Next thing is loader. Loader is a system software. Okay, it is used to transfer a program. When we need any program or any data, the loader can access an interface that transfer a program or any data from the system, from the secondary storage to primary memory to a computer. It loads the data and transfer into a primary memory to a computer. Then text editor. Text editor is a system software and it is a blank screen. Okay, text editor is a blank screen where we can write or edit a program in that place. Okay, it is a platform where we can write a program or any data and we can able to edit that data also, a program. Okay, then the remaining part like utility software, language processor and the application software in the next class. Okay, we can see in detail in next class. Okay, let us recall it from the first. Compiler. We saw about some system software, right? Those are compiler, interpreter, assembler, loader and the text editor. First, a compiler. A compiler is a translator that converts user program, that is a high level language program, into a machine code. Okay, like if we want to know any translation for the word, we are going to Google and search for it, right? Like that, a computer as compiler and it translates the user's program written in high level language into a machine code. Then interpreter. Interpreter performs the same task as a compiler, but a compiler converts the whole program. When we give any program or any data, it converts a whole program into a machine code. Okay, whereas the interpreter converts a code line by line. Okay, it checks each line converts, it checks each program by each line by line, then it converts into a machine code. Then assembler is a translator that that converts user program that written in a assembly level language. Okay, assembly level language into a machine code that the computer can understand. Whereas the compiler converts the high level language into a machine code, and assembler translates the assembly level language into a machine code. Then loader, it transfer a program from secondary storage device to the primary memory to a computer. Then text editor is a blank screen where we can write or edit a program in that place. Okay. Okay, some recapitulation question. What is a system software? System software is defined as a collection of programs that controls overall operation and internal working of a computer system. Okay, it is a collection of programs that controls overall operation of a computer system. What are the other system software used in a computer? Compiler, interpreter, assembler, loader, and the text editor. Okay, then define text editor. Text editor is a blank screen where we can write or edit in that place. Okay, that the remaining part, like utility software and application software, we see in detail in the next class. Okay, thank you students.